Hi, I'm Niklaus Bauer.
And I'm Pontus Sjölund.
You're watching Fly TV, and today we're doing this. Hi and welcome back to Fly TV. Today we are trying to catch big pike in small ponds. As you can see behind us, it's been a really cold night, so the fishing is going to be very tricky.
Yeah,
what do you say?
Yeah, might be, I guess, when it's cold water, late season. Probably if we catch pike, we have a good chance of catching a big one.
Yeah.
I think.
We're going to search them with Fish Finder. We're going to search them for the schools of bream and really fish in the schools where the bream are and try to find these fish that are really specific feeding on bream. And that's kind of the goal of today.
Yeah, this is probably my favorite way of fishing.
Yeah.
The float tube is so easy. Just put them in anywhere you want.
But also the possibility to change places really quick.
Yeah.
I mean, we can just drove on the other side of the island really quick. So
let's launch these bad boys.
Yeah, let's break some ice.
Let's break some ice.
Yeah, I think we go all the way out to the weed line and then we try to launch them out there.
I think we have to walk quite carefully here.
Yeah, if we don't sink before that.
Otherwise we'll have to call missing people. This is so cool. That's walking with a float tube on the back. This is the fly fishing boat launch. No fancy stuff here.
Do you think I'd give up and die? Baby, not I will survive. I'm a survivor. Do you think I'd stop living my life? Baby, not I will survive. I'm a survivor. 4 years, baby, and we're doing great.
The water temperature is 2.5 degrees. Right in this small cove here, we just had a nice fish rising in the ice actually. If it was a pike or if it was bream, we really don't know, but it was actually a pretty nice wake. I can see we just moved from where we launched the belly boats and it was just 1 degree in here, and now we're almost in 2.5 here where the water is coming in. So probably most of the fish will stand where it's a little bit warmer water. That's at least my plan.
We're into a system of coves here, connected to each other with the channels, and now we're entering the next part. Small area with open water.
Yeah. Give it a shot.
It was a bit deeper in here, so I'm gonna put a cone head on. Makes you fly around a bit deeper, and you get another action of it. Let's put it on the leader. Like this. And a bead down there.
Pontus, I need heavier sinking lines.
Yeah, that's ice fishing, literally.
The wiggle tail doesn't move so nice on the ice. We have some bream here, but they're very, very, very just 1 or 2. The problem is when we go to side scanning here is that it's most of the nice fish we've seen under the ice. So it's not really, we're not really able to get to them. And the ice is a little bit too thick. So I think this is kind of a lost call here today.
Maybe we should put these ones in the car and find another system.
Yeah, I think we do so.
You have a few close?
Yeah, definitely.
There's a dragon under your skin, a friend that knows where you've been.
Yeah.
Nice one.
That's not too bad. almost mid-December and it's been really cold and... Bye-bye! Hey!
Well done.
So I was down in Holland here a few weeks ago and fishing with a guy called Mark Sitvast, and they're fishing a lot of the bream patterns that I've been tying in the past. So we tied up an articulated fly. It's a darker bream. It has a lot of black and copper in it. It's with beads in between. It's a 6-0 hook in the front and a 4-0 riding hook up. We got some of this new matte gold flashabou, and then a very well chewed XXL wiggle tail. And what I like with these flies is they have a lot of jigging action, and also you have a nice hook in the back that rides up, and they hook really well. And then not to forget the new UV eyes from fly dressing here. It's a killer fly, works well. Go get him. We got some scattered bream here coming now in the open water, so looks promising. Yeah.
Hooked up again.
Just we were talking about the weed bank here.
Yep.
But it's pretty cool. The warm water from the inlet is all the way down here to the rocks here. Nice winter fish. It's actually a little bit warmer in the water down here, so it seems like they are pretty feeding. You can see all the leeches on the back. And he wanted my bream here. Bye-bye. Hey. Ah.
Get there.
Ah. Oh, that was wet, man.
Yeah, slightly.
I really enjoy belly boat fishing because you're getting so close to everything too.
Yeah.
You don't have to cast so far.
My coolest pike from the float tube was this summer. I was fishing lures and I had my pig shad between my fins like this, waiting for the next cast, like thinking where should I cast, and then BAM!
Oh, it took it straight by the boat?
Yeah, 8 kilo pike.
And when we're fishing in cold water like it is today, it's in middle of December, and the temperature is 3.8 degrees. It's really crucial to dress well. And you can definitely fish in breathable waders when it's cold like this, if you dress well. Also, these fish cats boats, they really get you up high, so you don't have any problems that sitting deep in the water. So how I dress now is, before we were using layers and layers of really thick fleece or felt, but today with these really cool materials that are available, you don't have to dress like that. I only have a thin base layer that's really close to your body, wool or bamboo or whatever you want to do, and then just a thin mid layer of power stretch. So it's a really good fleece that's really put your moisture from your body into the third layer. And then this kind of new material that's called Primaloft. It's a really, really warm, very, very light fiber that's keeping you warm and dry. And if you're using like pants with that and then a jacket with that, that's all you need when it's cold like this. So dress well, you can fish all day. Big fish, or maybe, no, it's not so big. Or maybe, I don't know. So we're fishing for these bream eaters. This is a really small one, but as you can see, she has really one on the side here.
That's a fatty.
I just went from I went from a gold wiggle tail to a custom painted one. So she's quite fat. She has a disc here. And look, the tail is actually sticking up from the bream.
Oh, really? That's so cool. I gotta take a picture of that.
It's nice to have a waterproof case on those.
Yeah, that's a very good thing, to have a waterproof phone case.
So I went from that gold tail to the custom bream one.
Okay, with a red tip.
Yeah, orange
awesome.
UV tip. Here you go. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
You want a bream? Do you want a bream fly?
Oh, she swam into my foot. Boink.
Basically today, when it comes to my pike fly fishing, I fish 3 types of flies. Just to keep it really simple, but a little bit more understanding, is that I fish the normal big tube fly with no wiggle tail or anything like that. These flies are very lightly dressed. They are tied on a bucktail collar. It doesn't really dive forward or slide back. It really stays on a very nice level, and you can have it with a very, very good hang time. And then you have the second fly. It's the same style of fly, but it's much shorter, and it's supposed to be fished with a wiggle tail. I'll come back to that. I'll put a wiggle tail on this one. And the last fly I'm fishing, and I've been fishing really a lot the last year or so, is the articulated fly. Articulated means jointed. It's with 2 hooks. It's a 6-0 in the front, a partridge 6-0 here, that's riding down, and then it's a 4-0 in the back riding up, and in between we have a 40-pound wire and then a few beads, and the distance of the beads depends on how far you want to have the back hook. In the back we have a bead that is fluorescent, and then we have a fast attachment clip in the back here. And what that does is that you can really simple change from a custom painted wiggle tails like this one. It's a new color that will be out soon with the UV tip, to just a simple, the normal XXL gold. That's one of my favorite colors. And then the fly has a completely different appearance. So back to rigging one of these a little bit shorter tube flies. So we have the tube here. We're just gonna go for a rig. So this is the one that's made for wiggle tails. You see it has a small fast attachment clip in the back here. This is compared to the normal Bauer pike rig. This one has a rattle attached to it. So the only difference here is that this one has a snap in the back and this one doesn't. What we do now is you just take this rig here, we push it through like that. We tighten it to the tube here, so the big hook is riding down. Take this one off, put that in the back here. So now you can see that the big hook here is riding in the center, and then the stinger is pretty far back. Then we just go for whatever choice of wiggle tail you want to put on it. So you just snap this on here, and we're good to go.
I've done float tube fishing for pike for about a year now, and I really like it, and especially the fact that you can go out and fish even if you have like only 2 or 3 hours free. With a boat it's more of a project to get out there, and it takes a bit more time to get it up and in the water. And I get a lot of questions on Instagram and stuff, how it is to spin fish from the float tube, which I do like half the time, and it works excellent. You just do the same thing as usual. I usually bring a fly rod and a spin rod when I fish pike, and they both work excellent. One thing that can be a bit tricky from the float tube when you're out alone is taking pictures of a catch. I mean, of course you can take pictures down in the water like this, no problem. But if you want like good pose pictures and stuff, you can of course go to the shore. But an easier way is to bring a selfie stick. You just put your phone in there, connect it with the Bluetooth, or however your selfie stick works. You catch a pike, and then when you hold it, you just hold the pike here and the phone there. Works excellent. Makes things much easier. And of course, use a waterproof case.
Got my drink, got my smoke. From the front to the back. This the jump off.
Got a nice little pike here. Come on. It's not a big pike at all, but on a day like this, when it's slow, every pike feels very good. Small but fat. On a jumbo, wide wiggle tail. Their days are short, so it feels good with flies that they can see in the water. They're using those big tails. It's not a bad thing. So now I have the plier here on the carbine snaps. Let's throw it in and release the fish. Oh, on my feet.
I found some fish standing really shallow here.
Nice.
I have to fish them really slow with long stops. Well, they're far from monsters, but they're pretty damn strong in this cold water. Hey!
Is that a tarpon or what?
This one is covered in seaweed and other stuff here. The safest way to land a fish, in my opinion, here is to go over your line tray here. Just make sure you have where the other hook is. Don't try to lift them over the side like this. It's much.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, it's fat.
That's a better one, yeah.
Yeah.
With the weed, it might.
It
Weight
might
up.
pull 6 kilos or
Yeah.
something. Pretty cool to fish them in December. But she was a strong girl. Can rest on my leg here a little bit. Before you go back. Bye bye. So you see all these leeches here, they're all over the place. These are when the fish is standing really slow on the bottom. This is really the sign that they're doing that. As soon as the fish becomes a little bit more active, you won't find these on the pike anymore. And if they're standing extremely still, you can actually find them inside the mouth and stuff like that when you're unhooking them. I'm hooked up!
Hooked up!
I think it's a perch or a sea trout.
Perch and trout.
And now the question is, what did I catch? Ah, it's a perch!
Well done.
Well done, boy. Woohoo! Perch pro! Downsized a little bit here. And we got a perch.
So we had pike, perch, and almost a sander today.
Almost a sander. Let's go for a sea trout and we have really a grand slam.